not. So the pioneers did not have cotton to use for their clothing. They would have grown flax or hemp, and flax and hemp were used interchangeably to make linen. Familiar term? Okay, so the flax was grown to the height of about 3 or 4 feet, and then it was pulled out and put into a bundle of straw, and it looked like straw. The bundles would be put into a pond or a stream to ret. If you say rot, you know what's happening. All right, once it was retted, the fiber had loosened from the outer bark of the straw and would be ready to remove. They would dry the bundles, and then they went through a flax break. And a flax break is a great big bench that has an arm on it, and you pull the bundle through and bang the arm down on it and break the straw, the outer bark. And a lot of it would fall off, but not all of it. So they would then scutch. And scutching is a wooden knife. They would hold the bundle over a board and scrape to get all of these little bits of straw, outer bark off and out of the fiber. All right, the fiber bundles that they're working with are probably twice as thick as this. This one I've been pulling fiber off of to spin. So they're pulling these whole bundles through. The next step is to hackle. And they would have had 3 hackles with tines or teeth in them like this. The first one didn't have very many teeth, and it would pull out a lot of that bone and chafe and short fibers. And when you looked at what was left in the tines, called tow, they pulled that out, and it wasn't spinnable, but they would use it to clean muskets and start fires. When the fiber went through the second hackle, what was left was short, rough fiber that they would spin into a very rough yarn and make into rope and sacking. Then it would go through, and I need another bundle here. Now the bundle will go through the finest of the hackles, and it would be pulled through repeatedly, and all of the tangles gotten out, and the short fiber that's left, the tow that's left in that hackle, would be spun into yarn that's a little uneven and rough, but very usable for clothing. So it would then be woven into a cloth called homespun. This would be used for the family. This was ordinary cloth that everybody wore. The line flax that was left in the bundle then, and this has been processed all the way through, would, if you needed it, be a cash crop. It would be wound into a strick. You would keep them and use them for trade when the peddler came. A wheel with a drive band that then turns the small wheel. Attached to the small wheel is the bobbin. That's where my yarn is winding up. And the U-shaped piece with the hook is called the flyer. It's the flyer going around that is twisting the fiber and turning it into yarn right here between my hands. And you can see I am spinning a very fine yarn. I've got 4, 5, 6 fibers maybe in that yarn because I want a nice thin drapey fabric when I weave it into cloth. I am also wetting my fingers and smoothing down the fibers as they're twisting in so that the ends are caught in and I don't end up with a hairy fiber. Okay, if you look at the yarn that's on my bobbin, or you look at this, and you can all come up and feel this, it's not very nice. You wouldn't want to wear that. It's rough and scratchy. But if you put it into a pot of lye soap and boil it for half a day, feel the other skein that's on there, not the cloth, the skein. You can feel the difference. All the wax.
Check, check, check. And tunes that we've written. So you can listen for that. Yeah. Next tune up, what are we doing? Firefly? We're going to do the title track.
Ooh. Yep. They sound fine up here. Actually, you can back that off of here. It's a little ring. Chick, chick, chick. Mike needs beer.